ranking every horror movie I've seen so far. This year, let's do it. In 8th place, I have Imaginary. This is a film about Chauncey the Bear, and that's about all I can tell you. The guy from Walking Dead's in it too. Jesus. Yeah. Here's the thing about Chauncey the Bear. Pretty much, it's not scary. Pretty much, it leads to one of the most laughable protagonists in, recent memory, in some old grandma by the end of the film. Wouldn't recommend this movie. It's not even funny, you can laugh at it. Maybe a few chuckles here and there, otherwise skip it. You know what does have a few more chuckle laughs in it? Is Tarot. Tarot at least has a decent idea of mixing up the jump scares with different kinds of villains, right? You got the jester, you got the blind man, the crooked man, the deaf man, the Batman, for example, a lot of these kind of sorts. And it has, I believe his name's Ted from the Spider-Man movies. He's in this one too. Harriet Slater, she plays the main character, and I liked her. I thought she was pretty good. And, I should probably move on. Up next, though, I have Immaculate. Immaculate, I can say at least some more stuff about. I liked that El Professor was in this film. He was a villain with a motivation. Jurassic Park, he's pretty much John Hammond, but with, instead. Sydney Sweeney is really good in this film, and it does have some good cinematography throughout. You can enjoy that about the film. Sydney Sweeney, by the end, just goes absolutely absurd with her performance in a good way, And like I said, there are some pretty shots. There are some cool things where you can go, yeah, I like that. But it is kind of just jump scares. It kind of does take a long time to get going. There are a lot of questions you can ask about, well, why not this and why not that? And they have the badass, kind of too cool for school nun kind of stereotype that I'm kind of over. I don't really like it. But moving on, these are the ones that I like, that I think are pretty dang good. Kind of a stark drop off. It's like Imaginary and Tarot, and then up here is Immaculate, kind of in the middle, and then up here is all the good ones. I have Maxine, the third and final installment, at least I think it's the final installment, in the X trilogy. Mia Goth once again gives a banger of a performance, and talk about a supporting cast. Giancarlo Esposito, while limited, is good in this film, as is Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon, phenomenal side villain. He's hilarious. It's not quite as good as X or Pearl in my opinion, but it's still good. It still has a lot of what those last two films gave us. Some good music by Tyler Bates. It's directed well, all of that stuff, like this film. And then I have A Quiet Place Day One. Is it a horror movie? Kinda, not really. It's kind of like a thriller, suspense. Lupita Nyong'o is really good, as is Joseph Quinn. I forgot his name for a second, but I got it. Did you guys see that video of that one girl being like, "Can you say Chrissy wake up?" or whatever? Oh god, that's the worst horror movie of the year, to be honest. That's terrifying. I just thinking about it. I like that it expands the lore of A Quiet Place. I like seeing these kind of films where it's like, we can see what it looks like on the first day. And then I have Abigail. I've talked about this film pretty extensively. You can go check out my thoughts on that there, on my analysis of Abigail herself. But I think Abigail is a great villain, and the cast is really fun. A lot of really good characters. You like watching these people. You're rooting for them to live, even though they're probably not going to. Really good film. I like this one. And then in second place, I have Late Night with the Devil. A very unique film, and I think that's what goes a long way with horror these days. Films that feel unique, films that you feel like you haven't seen this before, especially in the Exorcist kind of genre, demon kind of subgenre of horror, where it's hard to be unique these days. It's hard to stand out, but this stands out for its aesthetic and how it's shot, the design of it all. Performances are good, everything's good. Watch this movie, pretty good. In first place though, I have Longlegs. Everything about this film, pretty great. Again, spoilers for Longlegs if you haven't seen Longlegs. You know what? Actually, I'm not going to spoil them. Nicolas Cage is insane though, as is Micah Monroe. That Longlegs versus Lee Harker dynamic is terrific. I forget the captain's name, but I really like him too. That actor does a really good job. Oz Perkins gives some of the best direction for just any kind of film in general this year. The cinematography is crazy. It's such a cool film visually, Even if you just take that one scene of Longlegs from here up and he's talking like that, super cool. The way it's used to build suspense, awesome, terrific. I want to watch this one again. Everything's so good about it. Can't really name too much I don't like about this film. Really good movie. And with that, I have ranked all of the horror films from this year that I've seen. What ones did I miss? Which ones should I check out? Thanks for watching, Brooklanders. I'll talk to you later. Hit subscribe, And, don't eat too many potatoes. That's not good. It's a lot of carbs. They're really good. I get it. But, don't go crazy. Don't go overboard. It's a nice food to complement whatever you're eating, a protein, a fat, something like that. But don't go overboard with the carbs. It's not good. Bread makes you fat. Don't forget that. Scott Pilgrim told us.